Hello, everyone. Welcome to another series of Chat with Alumni. Today we have Gordon, who's the jolly good CEO and co-founder of Talenox. Could you share your entrepreneurial journey after graduating with major in economics and a minor in technopreneurship from NUS?
Yeah, thanks, Valerie, for inviting me to the interview. Yeah, so before NUS, I really started my entrepreneurship journey. That was during NS. So started off with my hobby, which is more of like selling collectibles. Then after that, just before NUS, another friend of mine, we decided to kickstart like a tuition center over in Parkway Parade, Roxy Square there. Yeah, so the reason for doing so is because we felt that we have synergy when we are partnering up in our previous business. And also I've been teaching tuition for quite some time before that. Yeah, so I've been running that education center called the Shepherd Education Center throughout the whole of NUS when I was studying economics and minor in entrepreneurship. In between, after we managed to kind of like automate most of the processes, I started to try out different ideas also. So like one was in e-commerce, one was in web development, and the other one was kind of like a Groupon. At the time, there was a Groupon, Groupon for wholesaler. Yeah, so I think at the point of time, I realized that because of the entrepreneurship kind of character, I tried out too many things at one go, and I learned a very hard lesson, which is it's very important to focus.
Okay.
Yeah, so despite having to like automate process in one of your startup, it's still important to focus and keep building it further. Yeah, so that there will be a lot more growth potential for the startup rather than trying out different ideas. Yeah, so I was supposed to go for NUS Overseas College. That was with the batch of like Ben Mula and Ben from Park and so on. But it didn't happen because last minute I actually had a major operation to go to, so I wasn't able to go to Silicon Valley, and I decided to kind of like graduate without going for NOC, and that actually taught me a lot due to the major operation that it's important to enjoy the journey. It's a marathon. You shouldn't work yourself overly hard. I think the health is still the most important, and that focus is very important. Yeah, so right after I graduate from economics and tech entrepreneurship, went on to focus on the education center, and I actually gave out the other three business that I was in between trying to manage. Yeah, because I realized that focus is really important, and we managed to help a lot of students with kinesthetic learning, which is kind of like we have a laboratory within our education center because we believe in hands-on learning. Yeah, so after running it for like 1 year, we decided to sell it off because in between we were trying out an edutech idea. So that was actually I would say one of the regrets for my partner and I, because the education center was actually doing well. Yeah, and we thought that we wanted to focus a lot more on edutech. And in between, I actually started out actually help out in an HR outsourcing company because the engineering teammates of the edutech company was not graduated yet. Yeah, so we were just building out the business plan, design, and so on. And I was helping out HR outsourcing company, and that's when I get to know more about like HR compliance, payroll, outsourcing, and also the employment and so on. And
so that leads to your current role, is it? Talenox.
Correct, exactly. Yeah. So I realized that the whole industry is actually quite backward, but there's so many problems to solve, and it's actually quite an important thing to get like your payroll like. And most of the software out there are very focused on the bigger size companies, so they are quite clunky, quite difficult to use, and they're actually very expensive. Yeah. So we're thinking of within a company, we're thinking of building a software that is kind of like off the shelf and it's actually easy for SMEs to use.
Okay.
But
so great to hear that. Yeah. Was studying economics a good complement to your entrepreneur journey, and how has it helped you to founding so many different startups? Can you share a bit about how economics helping you?
So I think what economics really help is not exactly like what you study in like macroeconomics or microeconomics, like the exact details of it, but it's more of the framework, the way you think. So that really helps. Of course, as simple as demand and supply is something that will help a lot in like pricing strategies and so on. And I think what a lot of people kind of like undervalue economics is that economics cannot really it's kind of like ceteris paribus. You can't really work in the real world, but it's not true. The framework of thinking is actually very important. Yeah, so I do see like economics able to help with that, and having the macro view when we expand, when Talenox are expanding to different countries, it does help us to understand like, oh, the political situation, the economy better. Is this something that's worthwhile? Is it a country that's worthwhile for us to invest in, to enter the country, like in Malaysia, Hong Kong, and so on? Yeah, so I'll say it definitely helped. But of course, my minor in techno entrepreneurship help a lot also. Yeah, of course. If not, I wouldn't know how to build a business plan and so on.
Yeah. Good to hear that.
Yeah.
So what's your advice for an alumni wanting to go in entrepreneur journey? And would you be able to help or support any alumni who come to you for advice after this interview?
Actually, there are quite a number. I know of quite a number of alumni from economics who actually went to entrepreneurship journey. And like one of the very famous one is Thai Express. Ivan is actually from economics. Yeah, and I know of like someone who actually started off in Myanmar, called Tian Hao from my batch.
Tian Hao, yes.
Yeah, correct. So he's like one of the few brave souls who kind of like really parachute into Myanmar and he started business over there. Yeah, so a lot of respect for that. Yeah, so definitely encourage like if you want to try entrepreneurship, definitely encourage like economics students to kind of like try it out. If you're still studying and you want to explore more, I also encourage to take out like the NUS Overseas College program, because I do see a difference of NOC students who have gone for the program as compared to students who have not gone program, because the exposure actually really helps and the network really helps them. And of course, if they need any help, feel free to reach out to me or any of the alumni with entrepreneurship experience. I think most entrepreneurs are very willing to share. Yeah, so most importantly is always be open to feedback. Yeah, I think that's the most important. But also important to understand that it's a marathon. It's not like a sprint. You have to pace yourself. Yeah, so your health is very important. Yeah.
Yeah, understand. Yeah, entrepreneurship is a long-term journey, and you have to be able to stand challenges, and your mind and your health is very important. Thank you very much, Gordon.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.